You back to the real world, your own live microphone. If you come up here for just a moment, I'll let you just stay there and I'll show you. This is no ordinary microphone, because you go, as Bill said, from being the peacock to the feather duster in about 5 minutes or less. You'll be very lonely. This microphone will give you great company. You can pick it up. You have all kinds of clapping, cheering. And those moments that you think nobody loves you, push the button, and somebody says, Doug, you're really great. And this is yours. You have your own tempos and everything that you like there. There are a couple of other things that we have because we know that you'll mess around with this magic microphone forever. So you have a couple of sticks. Play with them, and you can beat on them. And the last thing that we have is the great Rotary scepter. Yes. It's a great scepter. It's the spirit of the scepter. Well, there are a couple of other things here. We'd like to share some thoughts from other of our elders. And then we have some closing, which I've learned in researching jokes about musicians. Musicians are bigger nerds than engineers are. So first, we'd like to call on some of the elders and the leadership to share a couple of thoughts. First of all, from the woman who ruined my life, the 3 little words, 42 times independent of the supervisors.
Doug, congratulations on your retirement. I have just 2 words of advice for you. Massage, bubble bath.
Whoa! No, doing that road. You're on your own. From the gentleman that brought the enthusiasm of the Southern Revival to our club and the meetings, Steve Max.
Thank you, Jim. A couple of things, Doug. Normally when people leave a position of prominence, people don't take your calls anymore. You'll find out that as soon as you're not a president, they will take your calls because they'll know you're not calling to ask them or something. And as our 81st president, Tom Rogers, said, it's a tremendously fulfilling journey, but it looks better in the rearview mirror. And anyway, you've done a tremendous job. We all appreciate it. And I guess I hate to be the following person. Step here. Good luck, sir.
Quickly they forget you. And also from the gentleman that turned a black smile several times into an actually pretty good dramatic presentation, Judge Capelke.
Thank you. First, I tell you, Doug, that there are things that you should do and shouldn't do after you retire as a Club 31 president. I think one thing that it's okay to keep doing is to perhaps, when you're at home, remind Holly. See, you're supposed to have Darlene. To remind Holly that she belongs to the greatest and most prestigious family in the world. Perhaps give her a Branch Rickey baseball once in a while. What I think you shouldn't do is to require her to recite the 4-way test every day before practice. So here are some thoughts, since you're an old folk singer, and with apologies to Bob Dylan. How many mics does one president need? And why does he wander around? How many tunes can one president play? And how does he make that sweet sound? Yes, and how many jobs can one president do? The number would surely astound. The answer, my friends, is someone we adore. The answer is Doug McLemore. What will he do when our pal Doug retires? We hear that his golf skills are lame. Will he stay home each day and drive Holly insane by playing some video game? Yes, and what if Doug's cruise ship should just sail away? Why, this poor club would not be the same. We're pleased to the core that Doug McLemore will grace this old club forevermore. Thanks, Doug.
From a past secretary and also a past president who once introduced a guest as a fast man with a dull knife, Mr. Tom Crane.
Doug, congratulations to you on a strong presidency, and welcome to the Used to Be Club. My counsel would simply be prepared to answer one question that will be coming from your Denver Rotary colleagues. We all know that fame and fortune is fleeting, and anonymity comes quickly. I personally learned that lesson 7 months into my presidency when Saturday afternoon I was exiting U Hill's Ace Hardware store, and I bumped into one of our dear colleagues, 27-year member of Denver Rotary. I said, "Hey Don, how are you?" He said, "I'm fine." I said, "How's you like our meeting this week?" He looked at me and said, "What meeting?" I said, "Don, Rotary." He looked at me. He said, "Are you in Denver Rotary?" True story. True story. So, let me be the first to ask, are you in Denver Rotary?
And finally, from the man who coined the term peacock today, feather duster tomorrow, Bill House.
Doug, it's a pleasure to congratulate you on an outstanding year. I take a lot of pride in the fact that I was actually Doug's sponsor. When he was going to move to Denver from Boulder, he was shopping Rotary clubs. So we had 2 separate breakfasts at Village Inn. And it took me 2 training sessions to teach him the power of 31. But as you can see, he obviously got it. Then there's a term they use for people that live in eastern Colorado. He's a very hard dog to keep under the porch. Best to you, my man. I very much respect you and the job you've done. Doug McAvoy.
And now, in your honor, Susan Russian has agreed to tell more than one joke. Susan.
So, C, E flat, and G go into a bar. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve minors," and E flat leaves. C and G have an open fifth between them, and after a few drinks, G is out flat. F comes in and tries to augment the situation, but is not sharp enough. D comes into the bar, heads straight for the bathroom saying, "Excuse me, I'll just be a second." There's more, but it gets worse.
This is really good.
Oh, it's gonna get better now. So, Doug, what do you get when you drop a piano down a mine shaft? Flat minor. What do you get when you drop a piano on an army base? Flat major. Why was the piano invented? Now you've got to know this one. So why was the piano invented? So the musician would have a place to put his beer. All right, this one you've got to know. Why was the piano player arrested? Because he got into trouble. So, did you hear about the stupid pianist who kept banging his head against the keys? He was playing by ear.
Yes, it is. And finally this afternoon, this one falls under Benedict Arnold's Spirit Lives. I would like to invite to the stage members of the Doug's family musical group. They're dressed in various costumes. Doug's that he's worn actually over here. It all came out of the closet. As a special treat, they're going to perform on his one-hit wonders from the beautiful Morning album. There will be elements for sale too. Would you like to come up?
Hello, I'm Doug McAvoy from 1967.
I'm Doug McLemore from 1995. Doug McLemore, original costume, 1970.